Hello guys, you are watching Safety First, and in this video we will discuss fire prevention and mitigation. So in this video we will cover what causes fire, how to better prevent them and their spread. Aim of this section is give you an understanding of the nature of fire, fire prevention measures, fire hazard and risk mitigation method. The nature of fire mean what happens when a fire occurs. The prevention measures are introducing the fire triangle, the element necessary both for fire to start and to understand when looking to extinguish fire. Fire hazard and mitigation methods or general fire precautions to reduce risk of fire spread, management action to reduce risk, check and test of detection and alarms. So guys, first, hazard versus risk. A hazard is anything that may cause harm, chemical, electricity. For this course, the hazard is fire. The risk is the chance, high or low, that somebody could be harmed by any hazard. Or you can say anything that causes harm is called hazard and the operation of hazard is called risk. Together with an indication of how serious the harm could be. The risk is the chance, high or low, that somebody could be harmed by any hazard together with an indication of how serious the harm could be. So you have idea of hazard and risk. You can differentiate the both of these. So now we will discuss the nature of fire. So fire is the rapid oxidation of a fuel resulting in heat, particulates, gases, non-ionizing radiation. Heat cause burns. You can look at the image. Okay, the particulates and the smoke cause lungs damage. In the fire, most people die from smoke inhalation, like this. Gases such as carbon monoxide or toxin. Carbon monoxide, you can image a person is affected by carbon monoxide. The radiation is seen as light, only harmful in extreme circumstances, for example arc weldings, arc eye, etc. like this. This is important to understand how fire causes harm. So guys, the nature of fire is heat, particulates, gases, non-ionizing radiation. Heat cause burn, particulates cause lung damage, and gases or toxin. And you can see now we will discuss fire prevention measures. So to understand fire prevention measures, you have to understand the fire triangle. There are three elements necessary for fire to occur. If we will eliminate one, fire will stop. That is number one, heat, fuel, oxygen. These are three elements for fire to start. Remove any one of these elements and fire will not start or will be extinguished. So now we'll discuss one by one the heat element, fire triangles element. So first start with heat. What is heat and what is of source of heat? Ignitions. So we can see vehicles, portable heating equipment. So exposure to hot surface, exhaust pipes, gas, electrical heaters. Naked flames, hot process. Naked flames are candles, cooking fires, hot process are welding and grinding, etc. Smoking material or sins. Smoking materials are matches, discarded cigarettes, and arsons are deliberate fire setting. Lighting equipment, electricity. Some heli Lighting equipment, electricity. Lighting equipments are 11 floodlights and including lightings. These are, so how we can reduce these risks? We can reduce these risks by 5 steps: separate, replace, control, check, take, precautions. So separate, physically separate ignition source and fuels. How we can physically separate ignition sources? Check local fire codes for specific separation distance or use international guidance. Okay, we can separate ignition sources with fire code for separation distance of ignition sources. uh, Use fire redundant barriers, block walls, etc., which may reduce physical separation distance. We can put block walls between fire source and other elements. Check for consequential liquid fire risk, for example plastic fuel tank melting resulting in spillage of burning liquid and fire escalation. How to replace? Reduce potential sources of ignition with a safer alternative. Use LED floodlighting rather than halogen floodlighting. Use electrical lighting including battery rather than candles. Use contained flame cooking rather than open fire. Replace neck flames and radiant heaters with fixed converter heaters or central heating. So how can control this ignitions? Control smoking. Provide designated area and disposal facilities. Control cooking. Ensure all cooking is only carried out in a designated area. So how we can check it? Check areas after hard work have been taken. For example, welding, girding, cutting. Check vulnerable areas post work and again after a period of time. For example, after finishing work, then 30 minutes later, and perhaps again after 2 hours. Take precautions. Take precaution to reduce the risk of arson. Ensure security of vulnerable area. Ensure combustible waste is securely stored away from the building. Ensure good housekeeping around building. Reduce vegetation around building, etc. Be vigilant. So these are 5 steps to control hazard for heat. Now we will discuss for fuel. So there are 3 types of fuels: flammable gases, for example LPG, extra line, etc., flammable liquids, oil, solvent and petrochemicals, and flammable solids, for example wood, paper, fabrics, cardboard, plastic and rubber, etc. So now we will discuss oxygen. Sources of oxygen are air around us which we can't remove, oxidizing agents, ammonium nitrate, fertilizer, hydrogen peroxide, and air handling system, air conditioning, oxygen supplier, cylinder storage, etc. So close all doors, windows and other opening when not required for ventilation. Do not store oxidizing material next to heat source or flammable materials. Control use of oxygen cylinders and shut down inessential ventilation systems. So we have discussed the fire triangle, that is heat, fuel and oxygen, and how to control these things. Now we'll discuss fire hazards and risks. So fire hazard and risk. First of discuss fire spread, smoke movement through a building. So fire spread, there are there are 5 steps for fire spread. Fire spread is by convection, heat raises; conduction, heat transmitted through conducting materials; radiation, direct direct radiant heat; and contact or direct heat. You can see fire hot air is a convection heat source of convection heat raises, and conduction, you can see heat transmitted through conductor, and radiation, you can check in the picture how the radiation occurs, and direct contact, you can see two element contacted with each other can cause fire from the next contact. So fire hazard and risk mitigation, in next slide we will discuss. We can also discuss smoke and movement through a building. Smoke produced by fire also contain toxic gases which are harmful to people. A fire in a building with modern fitting and material generate thick black oily smoke which can obscure vision, causes great difficulty in breathing, ultimately suffocating and block fire escape routes. So fire hazards and risk mitigation. Let's see in more material the different aspect of fire hazards and risk mitigation. So remove or reduce the risk. Ensure that all risk remaining to people are controlled. Provide system to warn people and allow them to escape in the event of fire. Provide advocate exist for the number of people present. So next is portable firefighting equipments. So portable fire fighting equipment can reduce the risk of small fire waste paper and bin developing into larger one, can be effective at controlling a fire in the early stages. There should be enough portable extinguisher suitable for the risk, for example 1 per 200 square meter or 1 per floor as a minimum. They should be sited throughout the premises at suitable locations. So fire detection and alarms should give early warning of a fire starting, must be appropriate to the environment and hazard type. The alarm must be audible in all area, particularly important where people sleep. Sleeping alarm in sleeping area is much important. And what are the management actions? The management action is to train staff in fire prevention, train staff in what to do if a fire occurs, train staff in emergency evacuation, check evacuation routes are clear and operational on a daily basis, maintain a test fire detection and alarm system in line with manufacturer recommendations, maintain firefighting equipment in line with manufacturer recommendation, work with local fire safety inspector where present. So now we will discuss some key points here. What should we take away from these sections? what we have got an idea from these actions. So you can see a fire triangle here. We have read about fire triangle. Fire is equal to fuel plus oxygen plus heat. This is called fire triangle. So I hope you have better area fire prevention and mitigation. So this video will be helpful for you. Thank you very much. Please subscribe Safety First for more video and information. Thanks.